All right, welcome to the very first, the pilot of the OC Sports Show. I'm your host, Donnie Henderson, and this is my vision of what a sports show should be. And it's my first try, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens in the pilot episode of the OC Sports Show. I'd like to start each show with something I call the sports jewel. The sports jewel, a positive story in sports. Oftentimes, we watch the big networks, and they have all these different stories about how so and so did this. We got John Morant, we got Zion Williamson, and I will have my take on subjects like that from time to time. But I like to start off with something positive. Domingo Herman, uh, for the New York Yankees, pitcher for the New York Yankees, threw the 24th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. Now, that's a great story. It's a great thing that had happened, but the the why behind, well, not the why behind, the story behind kind of his journey to the major leagues is something that's kind of interesting because before he took the mound, 2 days before he took the mound, his uncle died, who he was really close with, and for his team to rally around him to be able to give him the support to not only pitch a great game but a perfect game, the 24th perfect game in Major League Baseball history, just goes to show whether you're a Yankees fan or not, which I'm not. It shows that the power of team and people being behind you, and how if people would get behind each other, not just in sports, but in all areas and ways of life, they would just get behind someone and encourage someone, great things can happen. So that's my sports jewel of the day. Congrats to Domingo Herman for the perfect game he threw on Monday against the A's. My very first subject on my very first show. It's going to be a little shaky, but we're gonna power on through. Um, Being a sports fan, like most of you are, and most of us are, we communicate in a way that's not like everyday life, not like not in the business sense or not in the education sense. Sports fans a lot of times communicate with lists. They like to compare things, like compare who's better than this, who's better than that, or each weekend, especially in college sports, they have rankings, the top 25 of this, or who's better at this, what era is better. We always like to, as sports fans, use lists to communicate, and so I like to look at lists just like anybody else. You get the clickbait on the list. Oh, look at these top 10 this top 10 this. We always end up getting suckered in as sports fans, and I found a list a few months ago that grabbed my attention. And a lot of times, a list or something may grab your attention in the wrong way. And this for sure grabbed me in the wrong way. It's the list of the top 25 logos in sports. And you're like, Donnie, this is your first show. Well, I'm doing my first show right in the middle of the summer. So it's not a whole lot of football to talk about, not a whole lot of basketball to talk about. All that stuff's over. I can talk baseball more when we got playoffs going on and hockey's over as well. Just wait till next year when the Olympics start. I'll be talking a whole lot of Olympics talk. But right now, we're going to go with our first list, and we're going to go through a lot of different lists. And I'm going to give credit because I want to make sure I give credit to where I got this off of Facebook, Sports Fanatics Facebook page. They had the top 25 logos in sports. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of these very quickly, and I'm going to give you my approval or disapproval because a list like this to grab my attention, there has to be something that's really great about it or really wrong with it. Starting off with number 25, the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, they had their logo ranked as the 25th best logo in professional sports. I should make sure I have that indication right there. It's professional sports, not college and professional, because we all know which the best college logo would be, but we're not going to get into that today. But number 25, the Baltimore Ravens, and it's a bird with a B on it. A bird with a B on it. Nope, not agreeing with that one at all. Number 24, the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans logo is like a steer looking thing with a star for an eye, and that star belongs to another logo in Texas, and it's kind of just blah, I give it a big nope, not at all. Number 24 shouldn't be on there. Number 23, you have the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio Spurs. Now, I'm down with this logo. It's very sharp. It does a lot with a really basic color scheme, just that black and silver. They do a great job with that. San Antonio Spurs, absolutely. Thumbs up, yes. Number 22, whoops, I almost messed up. Showing my age a little bit too. Not the San Diego Chargers, but the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers. Very, very underrated, simple yet very effective. Simple yet very effective. Just that bolt, that curved bolt, just tells you all you need to know about the Los Angeles Chargers. Very simple, very right to it, very, very direct. Uh, Perfect for that team and perfect ranking at 22. Number 21, good team, bad logo. The Las Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I think I'm having a problem with this logo simply because it's too new. It's too new. And I think that it's better to have, well, let me check and make sure I'm recording. Yes. Las Vegas Golden Knights. I think where it loses me is that the team hasn't been around for a heck of a lot of time, so I'm not really used to it. No one's really used to their logo, but I don't think it's very well done. I think it's kind of big and bulky and too much to it. Not a fan. Big nope. Number 20, the Philadelphia Eagles. I know I'm going to get some hate for this because there's a lot of Eagles fans out there, and they're really great fan base. But the Eagles is just a bird head. Nothing really fancy, nothing really great. Bird head. We see a lot of bird heads around as far as logos go. Big nope for the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 19, coming at number 19, the New England Patriots, and you have to go with the whole what's the old saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The New England Patriots back in the 80s, mid 80s, had one of the best logos of all time. They had a Patriot snapping a football. What's better than that? It's sure not this head with the star on it with these, the red going behind his head. No, absolutely not. And much love to the Faith Christian Patriots, former coach of that team. Love you, Patriots, but logo's whack. Number 18, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars. Ugly, tacky, bad colors, bad head, bad logo. Next. Number 17, another bird head, but the Baltimore Orioles coming in at number 17. What's better than a bird smiling with a hat on? You're going to use that orange and black in a creative way, and they do a great job with it. Absolutely thumbs up. Absolute yes on the Baltimore Orioles. Number 16, and why in the world this is at number 16? This is why this list is terrible. This is why this list is terrible. They have it all wrong. Yeah, it's someone's opinion, but they're wrong. And if you're a sports fan, you would agree that number 16 is way too low for the Detroit Red Wings. Now, I'm going to shoot you straight. I'm a Detroiter, in case you can't tell. I'm a Detroiter through and through. Detroit sports is where it's at for me. But I'm going to shoot you straight. The Detroit Red Wings should be a top 5 logo in all of sports. The wheeled wing is classic. That's original 6 hockey. For it to be down at number 16 makes this list as jive as any list could ever be. Moving on to number 15, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we've got a lot of birds in sports, and I got several birds on this list. They did this one, they did a good job. I use the term for the Patriots, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, for years, the Atlanta Falcons was a broken logo. I think they fixed it with this futuristic looking bird. And a lot of times when they do something futuristic, it doesn't look too good, but full endorsement for the Atlanta Falcons. Number 14 is just genius. Number 14 is just outright genius. Classic. The Milwaukee Brewers. Now, I don't think I'm a dummy by any sense of imagine sense of sense. I don't think I'm a dummy, but it took me years to figure out that that was an M and a B making that baseball glove. That's just classic. It's great. An M and a B making a baseball glove. Milwaukee Brewers, thumbs up, thumbs totally up. And let me stop right here for a second. I'm going just by logos here. Several of these teams I can't stand. Several of these teams I do like, but I'm going to shoot you straight. And as far as the logos go, Milwaukee Brewers way underrated at 14 on this list. Number 13, Pittsburgh Penguins. What's better than a penguin skating, playing hockey? Not much. Ranked at 13 is probably about right. Definite thumbs up, definite yes on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 12, you have the Miami Heat, a flaming ball going through a circle. I like it. Simple enough. It's telling you what's going on. Basketball, Heat, fire, burn the nets all up. Miami Heat, definite thumbs up. Number 11. Now, again, it's not that I like this team or don't like this team. That's not what this list is about, because this is definitely one of those teams that I'm not going to be a huge fan of because they're in the division of a Detroit team. The Minnesota Vikings. Great color scheme. The detail on the actual Viking is excellent, superb. They did a great job with this Viking. Skull, whatever they say, thumbs up on the Minnesota Vikings logo. Number 10, we're the top 10 now, top 10, because we know how we love sports fans love lists. And what's the top 10? What's the top 10? We're at the top 10 right now. Top 10, the San Jose Sharks. San Jose Sharks. Much love to the 408 out there. Now, what's better than a shark biting a hockey stick? Nothing. Nothing's better than it in hockey. It's a great logo. Not better than the Red Wings, but San Jose Shark, definite yes, definite thumbs up. Number 9, and I could park on here for a while. Again, it may be my old man coming out, but the Seattle Kraken, maybe because they're not that new of a franchise and it's kind of an old, I don't think I'm an old school guy by any means, but the Seattle Kraken is a newer logo. It's an S with an I, an S with like a red or orange eye. Not very imaginative. It's a bad S. I know it's supposed to be, some kind of a creature. Sorry, not sorry. Get it out of there. Change the logo. Seattle Kraken, not good. Big NOPE. Nope. Number 8. Again, it's not about if you like this team, but the New York Yankees. Classic. If I just start naming Ruth, Garrett, DiMaggio, Jeter, you just think of that N and that Y, that red, or not red, that white N and Y against that blue. Classic, classic, classic. New York Yankees. Number 7, I'm going to get the most hate on. I already know. I'm ready for it. And I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of anybody out there. I am looking for the hate on this one. Number 7, and it shouldn't be on this list at all because it's a weak logo. The now Las Vegas. I had to catch myself. The Las Vegas Raiders. A pirate with an eye patch with an old style football helmet on. Some of you think, oh, that's just classic. That's great. It's weak. It's old. It's ugly. They're not doing a pirate the way they should. Las Vegas Raiders. I know it's a classic logo from way back when. Sorry. It's a terrible logo. Change it. But they won't. And they probably actually shouldn't because they've stuck with it for so many years. I don't like it. You make your own list. This is way off my list. Sorry, no way. Get rid of the Raiders logo. Done. I can feel the hate coming through. I can feel it. I can feel it. But I love it. Tell me what you would think because I'm going to give you an opportunity to make comments on my YouTube page and Facebook or whatever. Tell me what you think. But number 7, Las Vegas Raiders, give me a break. Nope, not at all. Number 6, now they're doing a pirate correctly. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That sword with the actual pirate flag on it, that's the way you do a pirate. Not that like that sorry Raiders logo. Okay, I'll get off the Raiders. But Buccaneers, number 6, yes, absolute yes, thumbs up. Number 5, top 5, the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Chicago Bulls logo is a classic logo in itself because of, the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. But the Chicago Bulls logo is original, the red and the black. The red and black is a great color scheme anyway. But the red and the black, the Bulls logo, the mean look on that Bulls face, it's a classic, beautiful logo. Well done. Whether you like Chicago sports or not, the Bulls logo is top 5, is at least where it should be. They got that part right on this list. Number 4, I think it's ranked a little high, but it does belong on the list. But the St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals, a bird on a bat, great. But the way Cardinals is written out is just a classic, clean, crisp logo. Excellent job. It stands the test of time. St. Louis Cardinals absolutely belong on the list. Number 3, here's one that's really horrible. Here's one that's really horrible, and I'm sorry, hockey fans. It seems like I'm picking on hockey. But the Minnesota Wild, first and foremost, they never should have moved the Minnesota North Stars to Dallas. That should have never happened. They should have just kept the Minnesota North Stars, and there you go, keep that there. But they moved to Dallas, and fine, they've had some success in Dallas. And they said, oh, you know what? Minnesota's a hockey area. We should have a team, the Minnesota Wild. Okay, I guess there's wildlife and forests and stuff up there. But it looks like a beaver painted with a forest. It's ugly. Nope. On that logo. Nope, nope, nope. Number 2, could for sure have been number 1. And again, I don't like this team, but I love this logo. The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics has a classic logo. What's better than a little chubby leprechaun spinning a ball with a cane? Not much. Nothing better in basketball. Even so much better, even a little bit better than the Chicago Bull. You just look at this logo and you just see the 17 champions. You can see in his eye that little leprechaun and his little leprechaun voice, and I can't do a little leprechaun voice talking about how he has 17 championships. You can just see the arrogance in his eyes. And that's why that logo is so great. That just screams championship. Boston Celtics. And number 1 on this list. And again, I'm sorry, hockey fans. I'll give you some love a little bit later, but I'm sorry, hockey fans. They put on this list the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, I'm not going to get all political about, the Native Americans and all that stuff about regarding, should it be named this, should it be named? I'm not going to get into all that because I have my own opinions of that. Maybe on another show I'll get into it. This is a horrible logo. There's 3 other logos in the city of Chicago alone better than that logo. The Chicago Blackhawks at the first on this list. That's why it's a terrible list. This is why I had to comment on it. Chicago Blackhawks don't belong on this list. Maybe the 25 worst logos. You got a head of a gentleman here with 3 different feathers on it, and maybe some significant, and I don't know, but it's not a good logo. It's terrible. It's not good. I don't care. You don't know anything about it? Yeah, I know. I know this is a bad logo. And so that's the top 25 list here. But, what should be on the list? What should be on the list? Well, I got some honorable mentions, and I'll mention them real quick. The New Orleans Saints. How is the New Orleans Saints not on this list? I mean, you got the let's take a football one up. We got the Jaguars on here. The Saints logo is not better than the Jaguars logo? Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? The Saints with that gold and black, very clean logo, definitely deserves to be on the top 25 list of logos. Another one, love them or hate them, another football team, the Dallas Cowboys. That star by itself. When you see that star, you think of, the time that Terrell Owens stood on that star and, had that all controversy. But he stood right in the middle of that star, and that star is so iconic. And that's why Dallas Cowboy fans got so upset, because they stood right in front of one of the most iconic logos in all of sports and disrespected it. Dallas Cowboy star definitely should be on the list. Another one, Chicago. I'll give you a little love here. Chicago White Sox. And probably one of the teams that I hate the most is the Chicago White Sox. But their logo is fire. The black and the white, or black and silver, whatever their colors are, that Sox against that black is so clean, is so great, is excellent. Definitely should be on the list. Silent shout out to Brass Bonanza. Moment of silence for Brass Bonanza. That's me giving you some love, hockey fans. This is me giving you a little love, hockey fans. Even though this team's not around anymore, I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to give you a little love, Brass Bonanza. And my Detroit's going to come out a little bit here. Last but definitely not least, how can you have a logos list and not have the Old English D on it? I mean, are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that the Minnesota Wild logo is better than the Old English D, the Detroit Tigers? You mean to tell me the Seattle Kraken, the New England Patriots, those are better logos than the Old English D? That's sports right there. That Old English D, especially if you're a Detroiter, that's sports. Ernie Harwell. I could just start going on. I'm not going to be Detroit biased, but I mean just Ernie Harwell. That D screams Ernie Harwell. Ernie Harwell. How can you have a list of logos without having the Old English D on it? Beats me. But those are my opinions. And as sports fans, and as you go through any part of your life, have your own opinions. Have your own takes. Don't be a robot. Don't just like something because, oh, I have to like this because I'm in this group or in that group. Have your own opinions. These are mine opinions. What are yours? I'm looking forward to hear some feedback on the first show here of the first OC show, the pilot episode. We'll be back another time with another subject when I can get into some more current events. But I wanted to do my first episode, my pilot episode, on something really light, something really easy for me to be able to navigate. So this is the first one. This is done. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you next time on the OC show. Thanks.